Yeah, your legs are your vehicle there, but your mind is really what's going to power you through. I feel like I can't really, my mental clarity is not there. Are we just training to train? Hey, good morning everybody. So it's just about 6:30 a.m. here, and today's long run is going to be out on the Fox River trails to just work on some speed on my long run, just adding that variety to the training. So yesterday's run was just 8 miles, so we're going to do 12 to 13 this morning. And I'll be kind of honest, yesterday I might have tweaked my ankle just a little bit on the trail. So the snow was really hard. We've had a couple really cold days that really makes that snow non-pliable. And yeah, just right up in here on my ankle. So I don't know if you could see that, but when I'm wearing shoes, it kind of puts pressure on it. When I'm not wearing shoes, we're good to go. Might be a little bit of a bruise in there, but we're going to take it easy regardless. And I should still be able to kind of pick up the pace on this run a little bit here and get a good time. But yeah, just want to throw that out there. These small injuries happen. You could plan for everything and you could be as smart as you want to be training, but your ankle twists one little way and that can cause such a problem. So but we're good to go. Another thing is just being aware of your body, right? This comes with training over the years. Is you'll know what is an injury and what might just be really bad soreness or something from pushing the speed or doing some hill repeats. But these tendons and ligaments take time to kind of adapt to ultra running scene. So now if this was really bad bruised where my ankle was swollen up, obviously I would take the day off and kind of give my body a time for that rest. You got to give it rest when it needs it, and I have a hard time with that. I'm learning more over the years, especially in my academics, because I am studying exercise science. One to kind of lay off and give your body a break, because training to train can become a big problem. And that kind of leads me into today's topic of the video is, are we just training to train so that we can tolerate more training and ultra running? Or are we trying to just dial it back enough to produce that, or to elicit a training effect? Obviously your body needs a little bit of recovery for that cardiovascular work to settle, those long runs, your anaerobic work, your lactate threshold runs, and just kind of balancing that out. It's a little bit easier in my opinion to do that for the marathon because your overall mileage isn't the same as running or training for a 100. But the science is still new out there. If tolerating high volumes of training, does it elicit a training effect, or does it just make you tolerate the pounding for a longer distance? It's pretty interesting to kind of analyze different training plans, because you'll see a 4-week build usually, building up endurance, and then dropping the mileage maybe 10%, doing a lot of speed work, and then dropping right back into endurance. The sport of ultra running is fairly new. There's a lot of people that just got into it in the past 10 years. So a lot of the exercise research is still developing. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good published papers out there about ultra endurance running and the benefits, the training modality and stuff that goes into it. But we're just on the surface level right now, and that kind of goes into just exercise research in general because it's not funded as much. And I'm kind of on the fence about the whole stigma of training to train, because in the literature it says it's become a big problem, especially overtraining syndrome, things that can develop from just training to train and being able to do high volume, things like that. But I feel like ultra running is kind of in a spot all on its own, because yes, we are going to be at a point during the run where our body's telling us, hey, we got to stop, but the mind is going to take you that much further. So training to train, yeah, I feel like you need to incorporate it. That's why we do these big back-to-back long runs, things that can test your legs, test your mental capacity to handle the bigger volume. But I say that with a caveat, and that is take time to rest too. it's not hard to overtrain, guys, especially in this sport of ultra running. So be cautious, watch your nutrition, watch your sleep too. And also, if you're feeling a little off mentally, you know, when I started to get that overtraining, I feel like I can't really, my mental clarity is not there. I'll read a sentence and I don't even remember what I read. I'll have to reread it again. It's a weird mental state I get into, and then my sleep just goes downhill too. Some mallards, some geese out. Individuality in training and being specific for what you're training for, everybody's different, you know. I know people that can run 25 to 30 miles a week and still complete 100 miles. I mean, it's all individualistic, you know. And then also, your mind is what's going to take you that distance. Yeah, your legs are your vehicle there, but your mind is really what's going to power you through, you know, the dark points, the low points. When your legs are saying, hey man, we got to stop, you can keep pushing. There's always that next level. So just something I kind of wanted to lay out there, you know, because the research is telling us one thing, and I don't think it's fully correct, especially for the individual, you know. And there's no one size or one shoe fits all, right? That's not the way it works in any kind of training program. So you just need to try different things, you know, and see what works for you, but also be careful of the cautions of overtraining or running on an injury that you think is just soreness, and then just kind of progressively getting it worse, irritating it, you know. A lot of that can happen with the IT band problems, knee problems, where you feel good for a few days, you start running again, and there it flares back up, you know. Sometimes the body needs a little bit more rest than just a few days, and it's okay to take a break. It's okay. You know, if you're like me, you know, when I miss a training day, I just get mentally down on myself. So we don't just train for that training effect. We train for the mental benefits we get from coming out here in the morning and starting our day with a run, getting that blood pressure up, you know, feeding that brain some blood, and preparing for the day ahead. You know, it's more than just getting that training effect. And as you can tell, fishing season is popping off real early here in Wisconsin. And we got boats lining the Fox River all the way down. Oh yeah, there's hundreds of boats out there. The whole launch was full. Everybody's trying to get out there. You know, and I bring up this topic because I'm genuinely interested. You know, as an exercise scientist going into the field, I want to know what other people are doing, you know. It's so different between, you know, individuals that, what are you doing? You know, in the comment section, how's your training going? What's your max mileage you'll train for 100 miles or a 50K or a 50 mile? What do you work up to? You know, everybody's so different. You see some of the top pro athletes doing 100-mile weeks, and you're like, am I missing out on something? Or are they just able to tolerate that training and still produce a training effect? You know, and this comes over the years, building that bone density, building your tendon strength, building your muscle, you know, and just adapting to the training. So, what are you guys doing? So what I want to start doing too is kind of showcasing my week's worth of training. So up on the screen now, you're going to see this week's training plan. So I'll start doing this week to week, and next week is our recovery week, and I'll actually be traveling to New York. So hopefully I can get some clips of the trails there and some training. So, but that's just a thought I wanted to throw out there, is training to train. Does it elicit a training effect, or is it just helping you tolerate more training? And as ultra runners, we need to tolerate more training, because mile 80, 90, 100, 120, if you're doing a 200-mile run, you're going to feel it. And that head game, the mental game, is really what's going to help you propel to that next level. And I'm on the back half of this run now. I got another 6 miles. I'm going to pick up the pace here. Ankle's feeling great. Just a little bit bruised probably, so taking it somewhat easy, but still going to push a moderate pace on the way back here. But hey, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the new subscribes and likes on the video, and I hope to see you here again. We're more than just about ultra running. We're about nature. We're about pushing our new mental limits and fighting these demons that we all have. No matter what you've been through, you've got them. So hope to see you guys here again. Bye.